A typical tactic of wolves is to attack ungulates, cause them to panic, then select the weakest individuals from the herd, separate them from the rest, and drive them away. So wolves can attack a creature several times larger than themselves. For example, a moose. Here the wolf chased the moose for a long time, until the ungulate wandered into shallow water, as the wolf might have thought, in despair and from impotence. Wolves chase prey for miles, many kilometers, according to the most difficult terrain. They have incredible endurance. Their goal is to wait until the forces leave the prey, then pounce on it with all their weight, get their fangs to the throat. The wolf decided that the moment had come for a decisive attack, because the moose had stopped, so he was pretty tired. But the predator made a serious mistake. The moose did not run out of strength, he was just tired of this racing game. In addition, the wolf underestimated the moose's ability to plan its actions. It wasn't a predator that lured the moose into a remote corner, it was the moose that lured the wolf into the water. The ungulate attacked decisively and suddenly. The stunning attack took the wolf by surprise, and the mighty hooves almost cracked the predator's skull. The wolf dodged at the very last moment, but probably swallowed a lot of water, because he almost drowned. The wolf surfaced, but the shock of this development does not allow the beast to understand what is happening. He should have run blindly from the angry ungulate weighing more than half a ton. But the wolf still hopes for a win, in vain. The moose attacks again and again, moves and spins with lightning speed, does not allow itself to be bypassed and grabbed by the throat. This beast is not only massive, but also very tall. With each step, he goes further into the depths, but still firmly rests his feet on the bottom. And his head rises above the water. This cannot be said about the wolf. Just now, he was running in shallow water, but being carried away by the battle, he found himself in deep water and swam. Without support, his movements have become less abrupt. The wolf can no longer bounce back from the blow so quickly. He has to spend his strength to stay on the water while the moose stands calmly, and when he wants, goes on the attack. The wolf managed to escape. He was lucky, and the moose did not want to finish off the enemy. But in the future, the predator will not attack such powerful and intelligent herbivores, at least without the support of at least 5 or 6 seasoned wolves. This mighty huge deer was messing with the wrong opponent when he challenged the leader of the herd. The ambitions of a young ungulate can be misunderstood, because the leader receives the most attention from females. But the leader they tried to oust turned out to be too strong. Just look at this impressive fight. Before the clash, the deer tilted their heads for a moment, as if chivalrously saluting their opponents before a duel, or warning about an attack so that the competition would be fair. Pretty noble, isn't it? But all the same, the fight turned out to be brutal, because the deer collided with branched horns from acceleration, and the leader beat the challenger badly. He pushed the less experienced fighter, forced him to back away and tilt his head so low to the water that it seemed as if the young beast would drown. Dogs have taken the role of shepherds too seriously. Dealing with a wolf is one thing, but surviving an attack by a ram that needs to be protected is another thing. The ram goes to ram again and again and does not allow itself to be intimidated whatsoever. Huge dogs belong to herding breeds, so they have strength and a powerful bite. But you can't harm the owner's flock. All that remains is to grin, bark, and drive through the way the ram. But it does not work out. Even against such terrible and formidable opponents, the hoofed animal does not show a fraction of fear, and the dogs did not expect such insolence. In order not to get hit in the face, they have to be constantly on guard. But this is their ward, and you can't fight with them. But the ram does not care about the rules. He fearlessly goes into battle. In addition to the rivalry between representatives of one species for leadership in a herd or family, interspecific conflicts also occur when one herbivore attacks another, sometimes for no reason. And the most aggressive such a fan of fighting is a zebra. They often use battering rams, bite, and kick their opponents. And in general, it seems that this striped horse has some kind of inferiority complex, which it takes out on other herbivores. For example, here a zebra attacked an adult giraffe for some reason. The huge ungulate is the tallest animal in the world and can look through a third-floor window. At the same time, the beast is far from the most massive and weighs less than 2 tons. That is, even less than a hippopotamus or a rhinoceros. But this did not stop the zebra, which was constantly spinning between the legs of the enemy, ramming and biting him. This is not dangerous for a giraffe, but it is very unpleasant because the flat teeth of the striped aggressor can grind hard bushes. The bite of such teeth is very painful and unpleasant. For a while, the giraffe tried to ignore the zebra, but she did not really let up, because she mistook the kindness of her opponent for weakness. Well then, we need to teach the striped horse a lesson. The giraffe made it clear that it was not worth messing with, and hit the zebra with his head. The horned head of the giraffe played the role of a flail, a mace with a load on a chain. Thanks to the flexible neck and inertia from the movement, a slow but powerful blow just threw the zebra away. The giraffe still felt sorry for the opponent. If he had hit a zebra with a hoof, he could have easily broken its back or cracked its head. However, in other cases, the aggression of zebras gives its result. Just look at how this striped ungulate reacted to the boar approaching too close. It is unlikely that the pig was a source of throat to the zebra, but the ungulate reacted instinctively and very powerfully. One precise blow to the head turned the boar around, threw it away, and literally disabled it. It is a complete knockout. And here the rhinoceros did not know who he was messing with. The prudent zebra did not kick or ram him. The forces were too unequal. But when the rhino got too close, the zebra bit him. On the horn. Of course, the striped ungulate failed to bite off the tip of a potential opponent's weapon. But the rhinoceros was really taken aback and stopped at such impudence. At the same time, the zebra is much smaller than the size of a domestic horse. Didn't really expect such a difference in size, did you? Again, the striped aggressor went into battle against the enemy, not understanding who he was dealing with. The horse dodged painful and dangerous bites in the throat, managed to suppress the zebra's resistance, push it away, and even force it to the ground. And although the striped opponent did not calm down, it is immediately clear which side has the advantage. The leopard grabbed the impala and knocked it to the ground. This is not a kiss. It's just that the cat, instead of grabbing the victim by the throat and squeezing the trachea, blocked her breathing, blocking her nose and mouth. The impala tries to resist, but it is in an awkward position, and a powerful enemy is blocking its extremities. With each passing second, the ungulate has less time and energy. Suddenly, the leopard hears some sounds from the thicket. It's a pack of baboons. Actually, the spotted predator often hunts these primates, but now he is tired after fighting with a massive and strong impala. Therefore, when the cheeky monkeys launched a frontal attack, he chose to hide. Except it's not the end. Baboons are omnivorous primates that will gladly finish off and eat the prey of a predatory panther. The impala does not move and does not provoke aggressive monkeys. They're passionate about chasing the leopard and most likely left the impala alone, as they thought it was a ready-made lunch that they could return to after the final expulsion of the leopard. But it's not like that. As soon as the baboons left, the impala began to breathe much deeper. Was she not just in shock, but pretending to be completely exhausted so as to distract the baboons? Anyway, when no one was around, the impala was finally able to raise its head up. She recovered for a while and was finally able to get up. This dog here didn't know who he was dealing with when he attacked a tethered horse. The situation is very complicated. Next to the horse is an unarmed man who is trying to help the ungulate, but cannot because of the danger of the fangs of a mad dog. The Pitbull has a very strong bite and a high pain threshold, which turns it into a terrible fighter. But he didn't know who he was messing with. After all, a horse weighing more than half a ton is not an opponent whose patience is really worth testing. As a result, the Pitbull was really able to scare the horse with its attacks, but the hoofed animal made the dog really regret it. The horse could not take a running start, but even without room for maneuver, it turned out to be a tough opponent and literally trampled the Pitbull into the mud. A hoof strike simply crushed the dog, and then the hoofed creature threw the enemy away from itself like a tired toy. Most likely, the Pitbull escaped serious damage, but did not dare to approach that horse anymore.